I'm Dr. David Hill, and today we're going to talk about how to get rid of ringworm on kids. So the thing I like to clarify whenever I'm talking about ringworm is it's not a worm. It's actually a fungus. The fungus starts in one spot and then grows outward, creating a ring-like pattern, usually with clearing and maybe a little bit of fine scale in the middle and some reddish bumps on the outside. Now, the first thing to know about ringworm is that the place where you see the lesion is not the only place where the fungus is. The growing fungus is usually a little bit outside of that ring. That's where the body has started to react to the fungus. The second thing to know is the very best medicines for ringworm are available over the counter. You don't need a doctor's prescription in most cases to treat ringworm. So you can go to the athlete's foot section of your drugstore and get Mycotin. You can get anything that ends in azole. Any of those medications in the athlete's foot section will work. Clotrimazole, miconazole, ketoconazole, all those are great. The tough thing about treating any of these fungal infections of the skin, the ringworms, is that you have to be consistent, and it's slow. It takes a good 2 to 3 weeks easily. You want to put the medicine at least an inch around where you see the lesion. You want to do it twice a day, and here's the hard part. You need to do it for a week after the lesion has disappeared, and remembering to do that can be really challenging. But if you don't, the fungus may not all be killed, and it may come back later on. Now, there are several other skin lesions that may look like ringworm. Sometimes eczema presents that way. Psoriasis might look like ringworm. There's even a condition called granuloma annulare that looks like ringworm. Doesn't bother anything, may respond to steroids. But if you have tried treating the ringworm for a week or so and you're not seeing any response, you may not have the right disease. That's when you want to bring your child to the doctor or maybe a dermatologist and have him looked at. The doctor can usually take a little scraping of the skin, put it under a microscope with a chemical called potassium hydroxide, and see if the fungus is actually present in that scraping. That's called a KOH prep. That's how we term potassium hydroxide in chemical language. One other thing to know, if ringworm is in the scalp, in the hair, nothing is going to get it from the top. You can put on all the cream you want, but you're very unlikely to make that lesion go away. That only responds to a couple of different prescription medications, most commonly griseofulvin. You may see it as grifulvin or grispeg, that you have to have prescribed by the child's doctor. Those medicines need to be used usually for 6 weeks at a time on a daily basis. This is not an easy or fast thing to treat. But the good news is we almost always can treat it. So if you've got it, give it a try, and if it's not working, bring your child to the doctor, and he or she will probably find a great solution. Talking about treating ringworm in children, I'm Dr. David Hill.